Hey YouTube, just finished putting together another rifle, thought I'd share with you, talk a little bit about what it is, what it's for, why I chose the components I chose, and maybe help some of you guys make a component choice for yourselves when it comes to building your own rifle. So without further ado, this rifle started life as a Remington 700 SPS Tactical, 308, factory 20-inch barrel, 1 in 12 twist, factory action, none of it's been touched by a gunsmith. Its intended purpose was primarily as a long range or longer range rig. If you've watched my other video, I've got the varmint rifle, but it's a 204, so its long range knockdown and power are fairly limited at best. Very accurate, but limited. So I wanted an accurate long range rifle without spending an arm and a leg, and I've succeeded, I think. So I wanted to kind of semi-customize it using all off-the-shelf components and improve where I could improve on the factory, and just choose good components elsewhere to enhance the shooting experience. So the rifle came from the factory in a Hogue overmolded stock, felt very nice, and it, to Hogue's credit, they attempted to reinforce it. They had some pillar bedding in here. However, the stock itself was fairly flimsy and exerted quite a bit of pressure here on the fore end on the barrel. Couldn't even be called free floated on a good day. Change one right away before I even shot it. Bell & Carlson Medalist. This is their light varmint or tactical stock. It's the hook style, so you can, when it's sitting on a bag, you can come around with your non-shooting hand and pull the rifle into your shoulder. It's all composite and it's actually a lot lighter than it might look to some of you guys, but it's very rigid, very strong. Bell & Carlson does a good job. The Medalist stocks have the aluminum bedding block that full length beds the rifle or the action to a contoured block of aluminum. That block also extends within the stock forward and aft to aid in rigidity. So I accomplished that full length free float. There's a good 1/8 of an inch of spacing on the sides, both sides and below. So it's free floated, more rigid, and rides a bag a lot nicer. You can kind of see this contour. It widens out a little bit, kind of a semi, not quite a beaver tail, but it definitely sits on a bag very nice. Did an extra sling swivel, and very nice stock. The next thing I went to was a Badger Ordnance bolt knob. This was installed for me by GA Precision. The knob itself and install were free, had a coupon or certificate for that. This really helps with cycling the action. Their hand naturally seems to find this knob a lot easier, and it makes cycling in the action quite a bit nicer. Despite its size, it is aluminum, so weight is kept down quite a bit. The next component here is the base. This is an EGW aluminum base. It's a 15-minute base, or MOA base. You can see the rear is quite a bit taller than the front. This helps kind of offset some of the work the scope has to do in elevation adjustment at those long-range shots, which I mentioned was kind of the primary purpose of this rifle, although this rifle was built as an all-purpose rifle. So the base is aluminum as well to keep weight down. It's very nice, high-quality base. Not a whole lot of money, so you can kind of get a good component here for not a lot of money. EGW base, good stuff. Rings. These are Seekins Precision rings. The scope is 30mm, so these are 30mm rings. They're the low variety. You can see there's quite a bit of clearance here on the bell. That's just because it's only a 44mm scope, but kept clearance here to a minimum. So these are very high quality rings. You can see they're extremely robust, very beefy, a lot of surface area and purchase. Those are really heavy duty torque screws that are included with the rings. I got these rings for free as well. A little pricey as otherwise, but I think I'm so impressed with their quality fit and finish that I'm probably going to go with these rings on the next couple rifles I'm working on. The scope, this is a Vortex Optics Viper model, 6.5 to 20 by 44. You get a whole lot of scope for not a lot of money. The scope is $400, and for your $400, that gets you a 30mm tube, target turrets, and I'll talk about those later, and side parallax adjustment, as well as this nifty little feature of being able to see what power magnification you're on. I don't know if you can see that, kind of crappy light in here. Well, without having to lift your head up and look down on the scope. This little raised portion has the power adjustment numbers on it, and the little red indicator slides with the power change, and you can just tell exactly what power you're on without having to lift your head. Nice feature, very smooth, operation here, very positive clicks here. These turrets, like I said, they're target style. They also, I don't know if you can tell this, but they pull out and then they twist freely, so you can set the rifle to whatever zero you want without screwing your zero. That's a really nice feature. I will be following this video up with a shooting video, so stay tuned for that. We'll talk about a lot of the components and show them being used and how they all kind of fit together. So again, why did I build this rifle? I wanted an all-purpose kind of tactical style rifle, but I also wanted to be able to take it hunting with me. That's why I tried to keep weight down by using aluminum here, here, and here. Again, the stock is not very heavy despite its appearance. And I kind of overcame the deficiencies in the stock by this aftermarket one. By the way, if anyone is looking for a Hogue overmolded stock for a Remington 700 BDL, let me know. Got one for sale. Rifle shoots great so far. I'm pretty impressed with it. Don't have a whole lot of rounds down range with it, but so far 100 yards. This is gold medal match, 168 grain. It's about 0.7 inches. 0.7 inches, yeah, okay, that's pretty good group, but can it hold it? Well, yes it can. 400 yards, that's a 3-inch group at 400 using the same ammo. So I've got more ammo on the way, both 155 grain Palma match Hornady ammo and a 178 grain hollow point load Hornady ammo as well. So we'll see which one of the three ammos it likes the best. I had a pretty good 400 yard group going here with the first 4, and then I pulled number 5 off to the left a little bit. I actually called that flyer, so that was totally my fault. Again, this was all, I aimed for dead center, and I set the elevation to center using the mil dot and a little calculator I have. So I'm pretty close. I had to tweak the software a little bit. I think next time I'll be able to bring it up those last couple inches to dead center. So overall, the rifle has met all my expectations. Very high quality, and even with a couple freebies, the rifle, for those of you who probably are going to ask me anyways, my budget for this rifle was about $1,200, and I managed to come in right on budget. That's with the rifle, the scope, and the stock, and the base. So for those of you looking to build something similar to this, you can do it. Choose your components carefully, and kind of figure out what you're looking for as an end game before you start, so you have an idea of where you'd like to go with it. Again, you can get a whole lot of performance without having to drop 3 or 4 grand on some top-of-the-line custom rifle from one of the big gun shops if you just take a little time and are patient and choose the components carefully for yourself. I do hope to get this rifle down to about a half minute of angle with different ammo. Not hand loading right now for those of you who want to know, but I do plan to in the future. I have in the past, just not convenient for me to do it right now, so I just buy factory match ammo, and so far I've had pretty good luck with it. So stay tuned for the ranged video. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.